Hello friends, and welcome to Figure Study, where we appreciate the form in something that sort of transforms, kind of, a little bit. I don't know, it's the best excuse I could come up with. Anyway, as I explained in the video for Gundam Toys, but we'll explain again here, we are looking at a model kit, and the reason we're looking at a model kit is because Diana and I have discovered that we actually really like building kits together. Legos, models, Zoids, that kind of thing. So we've kind of been doing that a little bit here and there, and this was the first Gundam kit that the two of us ever put together, which, granted, only happened a couple of weeks ago as of this recording, but still. This is a fun thing. We just kind of alternate back and forth between putting stuff together, and at the end, we are left with a thing that the two of us built together. So, of course, the first thing that we do is the weird robot penguin ball that is, I'm reading off a screen here, the Bandai Hobby Gundam Build Drivers MomoKapool, or MomoKapool or something. I don't know how you pronounce it. I don't even know what this is. I'm not a Gundam guy. I'm sorry if that bothers anybody, but I never really watched the show. I don't really pay attention to any of this stuff. I don't really pay attention, or did not for a while, pay attention to the model kits. That has changed. Now I actually am paying attention to the kits, but I don't know anything at all about the fiction behind any of this. So please forgive me if I say something really weird or stupid when I'm observing this thing. It's just I have no idea what the story is behind this. I just got it because I thought it looked really cute. And Diana was like, yes, let's put that together. So that's what we've got going on here. And also, as I said in the video for Gundam Toys, not entirely sure how often stuff like this is going to show up on the channel, but it will from time to time. It just depends on what we put together and that kind of thing. I kind of want to keep it to things that transform in some capacity, though, and really don't expect it to be like a huge Gundam thing. Like, I'm not trying to take any of Thu's thunder or anything like that, and I don't plan on doing any build videos. I just wanted to talk about this thing because I think it's actually genuinely really awesome, as well as just looking cute. So, here we've got whatever this thing is. It's some kind of ball mech suit thing that has little legs on it. And I should also say, I have not painted this kit at all. I'm kind of thinking I will at some point, just a little bit, because I think there are a few things like up in here that could use just a tiny bit of detailing to make everything else pop. But for now, this is what it looks like if you just put the kit together and don't do anything else to it. The initial form is like this weird kind of, it's just a robotic ball with legs. I mean, I like the way it looks, weirdly enough. I kind of like how you've got these circular dome things kind of sticking up slightly, but like that's mirrored throughout the entire thing. You've got the four up here, you've got this big one in the back where the thrusters are. At least I think those are thrusters. Got some more on the back here, and then these bits here also cover that up. So it gives it a sort of uniform look most of the way throughout. And then of course you've got the legs that have the big old webbed feet, which is just silly. And then this kind of belt thing with the thrusters on the butt. But I think it works, and I like the light blue with the dark gray for the insides. Actually works out quite well, I think. And it's decently posable, but it's just sort of a ball with legs at the moment. So we will get to the rest of that in a minute. But I also wanted to talk about this guy. This little ball thing shares some design cues with that. Namely that it's a sphere, and it's got this little like circular divot there, and then these bits here on the shoulders kind of look like doors that opened up and like arms came out. But really it's just sort of a robotic ball with not much in the way of features. And it needs the stand because its feet are just these little pegs there. But there is that, and this little guy is apparently the pilot for this thing, which is pretty cool. If you take him off the stand, and then what you can do with this guy that's really cool is you pop off the arms, because ripping the limbs off of things is always cool. And then pull open this, which can be a little tricky, but it's not that bad. And there we go. So pull that open, and then these leg bits just kind of stick on the pegs there. And the arms, they kind of, like there's this little slots right there that these pegs can fit into. So you put them in there. And I find it's easiest to angle the arms down a bit. Like have them angled down a little bit, because when you put all this back together, it keeps them out of the way. And now he is just a sphere with two little nubs on the bottom. And the reason we do that is because you can open up the cockpit here, and there's really nothing really in there, but can drop them in, and now you've got this little guy driving the ball, which I just think that's cool. So let's do the transformation now, because it's really not much to it. First, I'm gonna flip these up. Then I'm going to reach off camera, because this is a Gundam model kit, so got parts forming going on here. These just pop into the joints there, because they are ball joints. Okay, and those can come back down. Gonna lift this up for now and wiggle these pieces out. You kind of have to pull them out and to the side. You want this piece to clear this other piece in the back there and kind of go up and around it. Angle this so you can see what I'm doing here. Just kind of want to, there you go. Wiggle it so it overlaps like that. And that gives you that look. And then you bring the cockpit down, and rather than pushing it all the way down, you just leave it up slightly. And there you have whatever this, I guess this is the MomoKapool thing. I don't know. It's a very strange looking robot, or rather mech suit. But I love this thing. It is so adorable and neat at the same time. I love the sphere motif that's going throughout the entire thing. Everything on this is rounded, or almost everything. The shoulders are spheres, the torso is spheres, you got the sort of sphere segments for shoulder pads and up at the top there. And this is kind of cool too. I like how this opens up and not only reveals the white and the yellow, but also makes it almost look like an open jacket of sorts. And like these bits here could almost be buckles or buttons. And then you've got the arms that are not, the fingers do move a bit, but there's really not a whole lot of, not a lot of room for them to move, which kind of sucks. But they do move. And then you can, twist things here and there. They flex back and forth. And I like how this works, because you've got these interlocked blue bits that kind of go around the gray. It just works out really well. I like it. I like it very much. And this is just a very cool color scheme. I mean, you've got, blue and yellow, of course. They're colors that work really, really well together. But yeah, this is a really, really neat thing. I just really like the design. The light blue, the slightly orangey yellow, the gray with like that little hint of white and yellow in the middle. And like that design. This is why I call it a penguin ball, because of that triangle there. It makes me think of like a penguin. But yeah, this is a really cool design. It's kind of simple, but at the same time, it has this feeling like it's been very, very refined in order to successfully pull off this level of simplicity. The only thing I would change about it is just, go in and detail a little bit here and there, but this thing is just fun. It is a lot of fun to mess with. It's a lot of fun to pose, and I just am so glad we got this and put it together. Now, for size comparisons, here we've got MomoKapool, or whatever it is, with a deluxe, and you can see this is actually kind of on the small side. Raise this up a little bit. Actually, I'm going to push these back to get everything a little bit more properly in frame here. And there you go. There you can kind of see. It's not a big kit. I mean, this is the first Gundam model I've built in a long time, so I don't really know how this compares on average to other Gundam kits. I don't know if this is like short or if this is kind of about average. Like, I don't know if they normally come up to about here or are like deluxe size, but that's how big this guy is. It kind of works, I think, given just the design of this, the fact that it's sort of designed to look a bit stumpy and stout. So it'd almost be weird if it were really huge. I don't really know what else I can say about this, because I'm just not that versed in talking about Gundam kits. I just really like this thing. It's I keep saying that, but it's so much fun. It's got pretty good articulation. You got the kind of in and out for the shoulders, and of course the forward and backward because the ball joints and the bending and the fingers are kind of stunted, but whatever. It's kind of annoying if you go to grab it because you can easily knock these around, but it's not too hard once they're in position. Like, they mostly just fold up like that, so it's easy to kind of pull them back out. It's when you start moving them down here where they're actually connected, that's when you can start like throwing things off and having to do some major readjustments. But, you know, something like this is fine. It's just a little bit irritating to have to keep pulling it out. I'll live. The only other thing that's kind of disappointing is the waist. Doesn't, like, it's got some movement, but that's kind of all you get. I kind of wish you could move it a little bit more, but it's fine for what it is. It's fine. But I do adore this thing. It's this weird combination of cool and cute, and it just feels very my aesthetic. I don't know how else to describe it. It's just this weird, absurd, but cool at the same time thing. Since this is more of a figure and less a transformer, I should probably give you a better shot from the back there. And this works too. This kind of looks like a heavy exosuit or something from the back. And I think even unpainted, it still looks pretty darn cool. Whoa. You stay standing. And see there, I pushed it back, but easy to fix. Anyway, I think that is enough carrying on about the Gundam build drivers MomoKapool or whatever. Again, I don't know how to pronounce this. I'm sorry, I'm sure I'm doing it wrong, but as I've said, I'm not really a Gundam guy. I just thought this looked really cool, and Diana and I put it together. But that is that. Oh, also forgot to mention, there are several different expressions that you can use for the suit eyes as well. We went with the default, but there are ones for like hearts and angry eyes and stuff like that. But anyway, that is what I think. What do you all think of this thing? Hopefully a fair number of you are kind of in the same adorable and cool at the same time camp. I'm not entirely sure how sought after this guy is. I actually picked him up off the shelf at Image Anime in Manhattan because I was in the neighborhood and I subscribe to MMPR Toys, and Bruno and Mia are always talking about Image Anime, and I was like, oh, that's actually pretty close, so I'm going to go check it out. Very cool store. Very nice guys. Lots of Gundam kits. And I'm going to leave that at that because I was supposed to be asking you what you all think about this. So yeah, any of you out there who are more familiar with Gundam, does this take any design cues from other mecha that I'm just not aware of? And I assume there's some kind of significance to the little ball pilot dude in there. I love that you can do stuff like this too. Just have it like open up with him. It's kind of peeking out. It's just fun. It's fun to mess with. I really like this thing. Anyway, whatever your thoughts, please feel free to leave a comment down below. I always enjoy hearing from you all. And while you're at it, also feel free to like or subscribe. Any of those things would make me a happy Rob. And remember, art is more than meets the eye.